Today speciality on.
Scalpel or scissors? Scissors. Thank you very much. So,
Claps.
right, do 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. Thank you. This way.
Through the hepatitis, yes, and it's taken out with the exhaust. So it is a one-way entry of the air. Mostly it is for aspirating. That is the common error for patients. So from the entry point itself, we try to minimize interference with other people. So patients will be here, maybe the child, we have the mother inside.
Yes.
And we take care, then sisters and all will be handling patients through the window, they can go through and monitor.
Sisters is nurses.
Yes. Oh, okay, nurses.
It is almost operation theatre.
It is equivalent to the operation theatre.
Up to
Yes.
0.3 micron, we can filter the air. The particulate matter is filtered.
More about allowing us those things.
Same.
Because the decisions I had to make on investing in people as well. So.
2 rooms like that we have, one more anti-room.
Because we gave them treatment where the immunity goes down, white
Yes.
cells goes down,
Yes.
and it stays low for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks is a tough time to handle. They develop infection. May not be from outside, but you can get infection from your own intestine. There are a lot of bacteria there.
I know I did recently about this as well,
Yes.
on the red cell and white cell, and about having proper isolation
Yes.
and getting the flow as well. So,
This is the first time I'm seeing laminar airflow in a room actually. Of
So
course.
it is common in theaters.
We
In
don't-
ICU care, virtually it can be converted to ICU care. And for the patients who are stuck here 2-3 weeks, they should have some entertainment.
Yes,
have
yeah.
TV and maybe
Al Jazeera.
they will be confident. So,
State of the art.
Your material is completely all paper materials. All material antifungal with iodine, but
Yeah.
ranging to
Yeah.
all. Like from
so where the dust won't settle, so that has to be cleaned regularly and it should be minimize the risk of getting bad infection.
Use the corners to short it. It's easy to write into over the risk of the
Yeah. So no security goals, but I think that's
Oh, it's finished. That's so out of fashion now. But there's no recess at all between the wall and the door.
Yeah, other side of the same line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where do
So
you
if you open the thing here,
Other side.
close.
Yeah.
So we open the other way, just like
Yeah.
it.
Suppose there are cases where we need urgent transplant. We can't take tiny waiting list. That's not possible for blood cancer patients because they're expecting a couple of cases in a month.
Okay.
So that they stay 2 weeks.
And is that in terms of maintaining the skills as well? That's enough in terms of for you and your team to maintain skills to carry on providing the same level of expertise. I see you're part of the same international registry as well for matches. Yes, yeah. Because I've given a sample for it, so I could be a match for someone in another part of the world. Because it's Berlin.
Yes.
They host the race for the else want to use.
If there is more demand, probably we will have more units. So the whole place can be converted to transplant. Cruise.
So what about donors? Do you have any problem finding donors?
See, mostly we get their own siblings.
That's okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, we have Indian registry,
Yeah.
donor registry.
Yeah.
So we have, maybe the number is not very.
Amongst us, Mr. Vaughan Gething, the Minister for Health and Social Services, Wales, UK. Thank you for accepting the company. Pleasure to have you here. As we all know, bone marrow transplant, also called as nowadays as stem cell transplants, is a basic treatment that is nowadays required for any of the blood disorders, rather than the more serious blood disorders, and as well as cancers like leukemia, multiple myelomas, some kinds of lymphomas and all. So here we are at SIMS hospitals who have already been using and doing some amount of stem cells, or rather BMT as it is more commonly called as, work here, are gathered all here to take our next step forward in signing an MOU with the College of Healthcare Innovations UK, and I'm sure many patients henceforth are going to be benefited from this. Without taking much of your time, I would now request our Vice President, Dr. Raju Sivasamy, to please come up and welcome the gathering.
Hello. Very good evening, everybody. On behalf of the SIMS family and SRM group and our chairman, Mr. Ravi Pattumuthu, I welcome you all for this memorable day, Advanced Bone Marrow Transplant Unit, one more unit here. And we are going to have a Memorandum of Understanding with College of Healthcare Innovations from United Kingdom, which is going to take a long way from here for the training the faculties or paramedical, medical and technical level, and professors and teachers from UK will come here, and we will also go there and train further. And here we have the Hon'ble Minister of Health, Mr Vaughan Gething, who is the Health Minister from Wales and who has been very much interested in community service work. He has been helping the cerebral palsy children and also very much involved in healthcare service for a long way. He has brought lot of innovations and process in Wales. Thank you for coming here, sir, for giving an opportunity and inaugurating the bone marrow unit, sir. And we have our Professor Singhal, who is the senior most orthopedic consultant and who is the program director for this College of Innovations. Welcome you for coming here, sir. Thank you. Our Honorable Chairman and the Chancellor of the SRM University, Haryana, welcome you for this university. Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Suni Narayan, who is the Director of the Institute of Orthopedics and Senior Vice President of this institute. Welcome, sir. And the Institute of Director, Dr. Ranjan Mahapatra, who is the first person who brought the bone marrow transplant in Tamil Nadu. He went to UK in 1992 and brought more than 300 transplants he has done. He is the pioneer in this field, and we are extremely happy to have you, sir. Thank you. And with this introduction, I welcome you all, our directors, faculties, medical and paramedical, and my dear friends from the press and media, who is bringing lot of awareness and facility available in different.
Minister for Health and Social Service from Wales, Dr. Vaughan, Dr. Keshav Singhal, who happens to be in my faculty as an orthopedic surgeon, of course my dear colleague Dr. Ranjan Mahapatra, Raju Sivasamy, Vice President. It's indeed a pleasure to host you this evening, sir, to this occasion which probably will bring us a bit closer to each other. Just to give you a brief about this organization, SIMS Hospital started about 5 to 6 years ago to start functioning for that day. I could probably easily say this concept is slightly different with a hospital with a little difference. In a sense that our working model has been as an institute-based model rather than individuals consulting the facility, which is usually the practice in the rest of the country. I think this enables multiple minds in the same specialty to put their expertise and come out with services and products probably which are much more relevant, and in a sense probably we take it up to the tertiary specialty levels. And this has helped us immensely in this. Also, I think with this model, this enables us to focus more also on research. I think the patient spectrum, the spectrum of diseases, problems and options tend to be varied in various geographies. And if you put that in perspective, I think this sort of collaboration between two places is going to be an excellent sort of a breeding ground which can be exploited with the data available to probably bring in newer challenges and adopt certain technologies is also already established and bring it on par. And that is our excitement in these collaborations, what we look for. So each institute.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Honorable Chairperson, Chairman, Vice President, and Mr. Vaughan Gething. This is a real pleasure to have a meeting with press, which is not common for physicians. This is something like we feel proud to have a setup where you can treat in a comprehensive manner. You do not have to refer cases to some other center to do stem cell transplant. When I have been associated with various institutions from 1990s, when you did the first transplant somewhere in All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi, lot of excitation just to see how it goes. That was the excitation we started. And when we started transplant first time in Chennai, probably in Apollo hospitals, there also again it was like the day you do the transplant you feel good. We did something different from whatever we do for cancer patients, oncology treatment for the patients. So transplant has matured in its own way. If you go back to the history, in 10 years, initially in India, 10 cases has been done. Now probably in a month, people are doing 10 cases in more busy centers. So that is the way the technology has advanced and matured. So it is not something completely new and you keep guessing how to treat. It is all established. Now you take it more further towards
Excuse me if my mouth goes dry. I've never ever addressed such an illustrious gathering before, and those cameras make me so nervous, but let us see what we can do. So first of all, I'm extremely grateful to Chairman and to Aswin for giving us this opportunity to visit your institute, and I must say it has been an eye-opener. Whatever best possible facilities are there in the world in terms of infrastructure and technology, you have managed to bring it to Chennai. I think that's a great achievement when you can proudly say we match the best in the world. And that's not just for your infrastructure, but in terms of your clinical group, who are the top of their profession. And I was very impressed, Chairman, when your doctors say that you give them the free hand to do what they feel appropriate. And I wish we could say that the same with a number of our hospitals where unfortunately or fortunately a number of major decisions have to be taken in conjunction with our managers, which is sometimes good and sometimes can delay things. Now we are very keen and very fortunate to collaborate with you in terms of mutual exchanges, because there's an old Indian saying, I'll first say it in Hindi, jungle mein mor nacha kisne dekha. So who gets the pleasure of a peacock dancing in a jungle? Nobody sees that. So if you have an area of excellence in a particular institute, and unless that excellence is disseminated worldwide so that all the patients across the globe benefit from it, it is of no use. And I think that is where UK, and in particular Wales, and India, and in particular Tamil Nadu, which is an extremely progressive state, and has been for many years, can collaborate. Because Tamil Nadu, what the Minister and I have seen, has got an attitude, we can do it, we will do it, which is in marked contrast to a number of other states. So with this attitude and the same attitude in Wales, and particularly with our Minister, who's been an extremely capable and extremely efficient health minister, and not only that, extremely supportive minister for the Indian community in Wales, it's a natural synergy for both of us to come together and see where we can learn from each another. Now, I know that Wales has a number of things we can offer to Tamil Nadu, but at the same time, I'm sure there's a number of things that you do which we can take back to our country and say how we can implement that to provide better health care to our patients. So, one thing we have been doing for the past 4 years with the Minister's active support and encouragement is taking Indian doctors to Wales.